last time, we just did it straight to the cardboard. So we have cardboard under here. I started to go ahead and staple the back. I'm going to show you how I did that, and we're going to make it a little bit tighter, at least on this top half here. And then the end, since we're going to be stuffing it, is going to be a little bit looser, which will be fine. We just want to make sure we have it nice and tight up here. So you're going to need a stapler, which I have handy. I'm going to staple it in a few spots. And just so you're aware, it will go through the cardboard. But at the end, if you'd like to put it in a frame, you can. That you can get from Dollar Tree. So you can push these down and maybe put the frame over it. Should cover well within frame reason. Alright, that one's done. And in order to keep everything fairly even, I'm going to staple a few times across the top here. And you can adjust as you go. We'll do one. So we still have this big flap here. We can easily shove some polyfill in there still. So if you get a packet, which if you would like to do a packet, please call us 2 days in advance. We will not have these pre-made until you call us. It'll come with a Grinch hand. If you want your own silhouette, you are welcome to print out your own. But this was my favorite from the year that I did these with the 12 Crafts of Christmas. And I don't know about anybody else, but I am the Grinch until December 1st. I am filming this on November 30th, so I am not yet Buddy the Elf. So I find it fitting. It looks pretty fuzzy, and that's okay if you want to take the time to do all of the little bumps. I don't. So I kind of just go with the bumps around. I stay inside the black. That way it's a nice continuous color. I have one done. It looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and pick out some stuffing. We want it to be pretty flimsy, so just pull it apart. That will also be in your packet should you choose to get one. And we're just going to stuff it. We're going to start all the way at the back. This thing's running away from me. Just kind of flatten it out as we go. You should see it start to come up on the edges, and that should be just about where your your cardboard ends, or the border. If you wanted to do a different kind of border, you could probably do with like Christmas ribbon, run it around the edge. I have my hot glue gun ready, so we can you can do that if you wanted. You can also make it a hanging. You could make it something that you can put Christmas cards on. You can add little little strands of ribbon across down at the bottom. Stuff some Christmas cards in. That would be cute. You can print off some words that say Merry Grinchmas. At the bottom. You can really just kind of personalize something like this in a million different ways, which is why I love doing it. do want to watch because I just popped a staple out a little bit. It's still stapled on this side, so we're good. Shouldn't be something you have to worry about too much. But if you are worried about it, there is going to be the staple ends on the inside, so just be careful. If you have a little one doing this with you, if you hear that staple pop, be aware. It might be a little bit sharp, a little bit prickly, just like the Grinch. Okay, let's see. See if I can, you can see the stuffing there. It looks super cute. Let me see. I think just a little bit more and we should be good. It doesn't have to be perfect, as is with most Miss Mallory crafts. I like to think that I'm going to do something perfectly and it doesn't turn out. And sometimes I get upset about that, but we don't need to do that. This is about having fun and doing something for yourself or for somebody else if you're going to give this as a gift. Handmade gifts are some of the best because you put your time and effort into it, make it with love, or in this case, Grinchy non-cheer. And whoever you give it to will love it, no matter what. Unless they're also the Grinch. And then, you know, you'll just have to take it with a grain of salt. They'll love it in secret. I think that should be it. Yes. So, going to go ahead and pull this corner tight. And we'll start down here. I'm going to staple this one more time. Keep that nice and good. And I will show you guys a trick, what I used. Oh yeah, that's pretty nifty. Whenever I first did the sides and I noticed that the staples were coming out, I used my scissors to push them down, just the corner. Just the edge of your scissors. Push them down, and that'll keep them pretty solid and from hurting too much if you happen to run your fingers across. I'm going to double check and make sure I've got all my edges here. That one. Oops. Alright, so that is all done. So now we're going to hot glue the Grinch's hand onto the fabric. And we want the fabric, since we're going to go over it with some ribbon, I've now decided officially. It doesn't have to be all up to the edge, although we kind of want it to be centered. At least I do. If you don't, that's okay too. And I want to make his hand a little bit higher. So I'm going to go ahead and put down a line, whoops, of hot glue. And since this is paper, be careful, it's going to be hot. I would recommend an adult do this. We're going to let that cool before I go forward any further. And instead of doing glue on the whole thing, I really just want to do a couple of spots to anchor it. And I might just do his fingers, his 2 pointer fingers that are holding the ornament, and let the rest flow free. That might look pretty cute, make a little 3D effect. So we've got that done. So now I'm going to go on to the next spot. And the easiest would be for this part to put it on the paper first. Since we're just doing little dots. I'm going to see if I can turn this around and make this a little bit easier for myself. Now you can still see it. Going to do his wrist up here. And his fingers, just these 2 here. Now I might actually go all the way up for these, because they're pretty flimsy. Whoop. We don't want them too. Alright, here we go. And you can kind of fill in the gaps from there if you want. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that just in a couple of spots. But yeah, I really do like these fingers being free. It makes it a little bit 3D. And since we put the polyfill in here, it's going to be a lot easier. This was a problem we ran into for those who did the Grinch with me last year. I actually, I still have mine. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to stuff it right in to the fabric, if I can do this on camera. Yeah, it'll just take some finagling, and I'm gonna put a little drop here, and then kind of squish it down. I might actually use my scissors so I don't burn myself. Yeah, leave yourself a little bit of excess just for room of error. And I might have to go get some other because we're looking pretty tight here. Alright. See? Come back. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit inside actually, that way I know for sure. Ha, okay, perfect. That way I know for sure I have enough. I'm gonna trim this up a little bit. So I'm going to place my first dot here. I'm not totally certain if I want to do a whole line of glue yet. If you want to, you go right for it. I say, why not? If it's what makes you happy. Okay. I am going to do a line here now that I know. Just place some every so often. Right to the edge. Don't you dare. Scoot it down just a tiny tinge. And, I mean, you can see the hot glue, but if you use a different kind of ribbon, you might be fine. And you might also be able to use just some regular fabric glue, since this is fabric and the ribbon is fabric-esque, depending on the kind of ribbon you choose. If you have like the papery kind of plastic ribbon at home, I don't know that I would strongly suggest that. I have used that stuff before with hot glue, and it is not a very good time. I'm not going to lie about it. It is, it burns. It is not that great. Okay, so we're going to put that there. It's going to be our anchor point. And, oh, I see what happened here. Alright, I'm going to show you. This is not going to come out perfect for me, mainly because this little corner here kind of wrapped under whenever I wrapped the back side here. That's okay. I'm going to have a little bit of the fabric peeking out on the side here, but I'll live. It'll still be nice. Nice enough, I suppose. This is what I mean when I say my crafts don't usually come out perfect. There's always some little hitch, and my first instinct is to kind of pout about it, but I'm not going to do that today. Mr. Grinch would not be happy with me, but you know what? Oh, that's okay. And we can, oh yeah, there we go, got myself a little bit. This is actually turning out very good. I'm going to put a dot right here, where that staple is. It's a little bit lumpy down there, but that's okay. Make sure it sticks there. Yeah. Ah. Now I've got all my little spider webs. Okay. Move up here. And we're going to go. Alright, Mr. Grinch hand. Yeah. I did not give myself enough room. That's okay. That's better. We can do that again. Alright. So corner to corner. One more time. I'm going to turn this a little bit this way. The good thing about hot gluing paper to cloth is that when I did that, the hot glue came straight up. And we can hot glue right back over top of that, and nobody will know. Okay. Since we have some space up here in which the Grinch's hand is going to cover, I'm not going to worry fully about hot gluing the entire way. I'm just going to do some spots. I stuck my finger right in that hot glue. And you can see as I go, I'm finding little little spots where we maybe didn't get polyfill because of the staples that were already there. And I'm gluing it down to the fabric so it doesn't look as lumpy. And let me see, both of those are on the bottom. So this one I'm going to do on top. And that one can go under. Well, nope, they'll both have to go underneath. And again, hot glue for the win for this. That one's actually still pretty warm, so we can just pull that right up. That hot glue is so strong that it pulled my staple up. How about that? Okay, let's do this guy. And we'll position him a little bit more on the outside than the other one. And we'll put some more hot glue right over this. Whoop. All right. I'm going to need another hot glue stick. Yep, I ran out. Perfect timing. You didn't stay straight. Close enough. Pull that back a little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah, we're totally gonna have to do some on the fly gluing. That one came up. That was my own fault. I didn't take my time. Actually, if we're going to be totally honest, this side was the first side that I stapled, and I stapled pretty far in, so the polyfill did not go over to this edge, whereas I put the stuffing a little bit further over in here. This is our finished product. If you want to do more with that, you are more than welcome to, and give us send us some pictures. If you do any of our crafts, send them to our Facebook page. We would love to feature you guys on our website, in our newsletter, on the Facebook page, with all of the above, really. We love doing this stuff, but we do it for you. And if you do it with us, especially virtually right now, we want to know about it. So that's all for me today. I will be back, I think, next week with another craft. Bye!